Hey everybody, welcome back to Part-Time Adventures. My name is Jesse,
I'm Judy.
and we are here today just to kind of do a review about our experience at Avengers Campus at DCA. We went 2 or 3 weeks ago. We just got the last video up on our channel from that trip, so make sure you guys check that out when you get a chance. And then make sure you guys like and subscribe to our channel, and then follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it. So starting off the day, just kind of give us, some impressions, some tips, some things that we did that worked for us for our visit. I don't know if this is necessarily still going to apply to how it is. I haven't seen anything lately about how it's been to get into DCA since like June 15th and all that kind of change.
No.
But you have to get a boarding pass for the Spider-Man ride. Those go out at 7 and 7 and noon. So we tried for the 7 a.m. one. We didn't get it, so we knew we were going to have to wait standby to get into Avengers Campus. The parking structure doesn't open till about a half hour before the earliest park opening. So that day we went, it didn't even open till 9. So, the park opened at 9, so the parking structure didn't open until 8:30. So for people who are trying to line up, where do you park? So there is a hotel across the street. I forget which one it's called. Do you remember the name of that hotel?
Isn't it just the Anaheim?
I think it's like the Anaheim Inn. It's the one that's like on Harbor. It's right across from the main entrance. We went there. The lot was full. So the next best option, and I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this, is parking at Garden Walk. We had never parked at Garden Walk before. It's a little more expensive. If you park there all day, it's $30 instead of the $25 you would pay at Disney. But we did that. We parked at Garden Walk. It was a little bit of a walk, but it wasn't too bad.
Too bad.
It wasn't too bad. We got in line pretty early, and we started moving and got into the park. So parking at Garden Walk, especially if you want to get there early to line up, definitely works out. And then right away we just got into the line for Avengers Campus. They told us, an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, that
But
was way longer than
yeah,
that.
it was. We waited for a while. We didn't get in till almost noon. The park opened at 9, so we waited, 3 hours plus an hour or more just lined up outside the gate before they let us in. So we were lined up for a while, but we made it in. So what were your first thoughts and impressions about Avengers Campus?
So, it wasn't like wow. It wasn't like so immersive as I thought it was going to be, but I did like it. I mean,
Yeah, so
yeah.
unpopular opinion alert, we weren't too thrilled with it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people love it, and it's Disney's best land, and it was amazing, and I don't know, I strongly disagree. I was pretty underwhelmed. It was great, it was fun, it was cool to see the superheroes out. The live shows were great. I wish they actually had more of those in like Galaxy's Edge and stuff like that. That's the one thing I feel like Galaxy's Edge is missing, is like those live shows. Those live shows were awesome. The Spider-Man being flung out over, the crowd, Black Widow and Black Panther fighting off Taskmaster.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of great shows.
There was one of the Doctor Strange doing all the stuff in his sanctum.
There was a Doctor Strange show that we actually missed. I didn't know that they were doing it yet. I thought they weren't because of social distancing. I didn't think they were going to do a show like that, but I guess they were doing the other ones where crowds would gather.
Yeah.
But that sanctum was a lot smaller of a space, so I thought that they weren't doing it. Otherwise, we would have tried to make sure that we catch that. But overall, the theming, to me, like Avengers, it's not as immersive just because it's set in the real world. It's not like stepping into Galaxy's Edge where you feel like you've been transported somewhere different. Like, the theming was okay.
Well, Doctor Strange's sanctum was pretty cool.
Doctor Strange's sanctum was cool. And Pym's Test Kitchen, I actually really liked.
I didn't get to go in there, so.
Yeah, but I did like the theming in there where it felt like a quantum tunnel. But the Spider-Man ride, like the facade and the outside of it, it just looks like an abandoned warehouse kind of a thing, which is what it's supposed to be. But it just, I don't know, it just came across to me as kind of average, and I wasn't too wowed by it. And then the Spider-Man ride itself, I was not too impressed with either. Like, it's
another shooter ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a more interactive version of Midway
Mania.
Mania, the Toy Story ride, where instead of just having to pull the string on the gun, you're just, you know, shooting your webs.
And that was exhausting.
It
just
was,
having to
yeah.
keep shooting and shooting.
And I felt like you didn't get very much time in each scene either. Like, you just moved
Yeah.
from scene to scene so
Well,
fast.
Midway Mania is kind of like that too. It kind of
Yeah.
gives you a little time and then jerks you
But
through the next.
those are little games that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just playing, whereas these were scenes from Avengers Campus. So you're trying to like look at the scene and what's unfolding, but then you're
You're
whisked
also
away.
trying to shoot everything too.
Yeah,
not
so you don't
just-
get to notice everything, and then
Yeah.
you're whisked away to the next scene before you even get to realize. I think there was one of the kids or somebody didn't even realize one of the scenes was Guardians of the Galaxy,
Oh.
that Mission
Yeah.
Breakout ride, where like you were in it as one of the scenes because it just, I don't know, to me everything just happened so fast. And like it was a fun ride, it was cool, but like I wouldn't ever wait long for it, just like I don't want to ever wait
Yeah.
like 2 hours for Midway Mania. But I
Mhm.
mean, so I was a little disappointed with that. And then obviously the other ride is one that we've already been having, Mission Breakout, which is not a ride I do anyway.
Yeah.
So like Avengers Campus was a little underwhelming for me. Now I know there is another phase that's coming. They're supposed to be getting an Avengers ride in the next couple of years, where it's going to be on the level and scale of Rise of the Resistance, where it's going to be a massive immersive ride. So maybe when that ride opens, the land will feel more complete, and maybe that ride will be a better experience. But again, we're 3 or 4 or 5 years away from that at a minimum, and that was before
Where?
COVID. Behind Guardians, the tower,
Oh.
like where that Avengers building is, where they do the show, that's going to
Yeah.
be the entrance to the ride.
Okay.
And there's like a huge parking lot behind Guardians that they're going to demo and turn and build a show building there for that ride.
Okay.
So that like Avengers building where they do the show, yeah, that's going to be like the gateway, the entrance into the attraction. But before COVID, we were 3 or 4 years away from that.
Yeah.
And so who knows, you know, what COVID has done to their planning for that and their budgeting. So who knows when or if we'll ever even get that ride still. But if we do, it's still, yeah, still a long ways out. But, I mean, I enjoyed Avengers Campus, like, don't get me wrong. But it was just underwhelming to me, especially after we've seen what the Imagineers could do with Galaxy's Edge. I feel like they did not live up to that same level of hype and, like, potential that they did with Avengers Campus. But if you disagree with us and you guys had a better experience or a different perspective, let us know down in the comments what your guys' thoughts were on Avengers Campus overall. And then the food, though, was definitely the best part.
Food was good. I don't think that chicken sandwich was very good.
It was okay. It was good. It was
It was very thin, very dry, and very breaded.
they relied more on the novelty and the experience of Pin's Test Kitchen than the quality of the food.
Yeah.
And then that's okay. That's okay sometimes. You can get away with that when you have a fun-themed restaurant like the Quantum Tunnel and the small and big food. You can get away with food that's subpar when the show is
Yeah.
good. Same thing like Blue Bayou. Like the food there isn't
That's true. I don't really like
fantastic.
Blue Bayou either.
Yeah, the food there isn't great or fantastic, but they get away with it because the atmosphere is nowhere else you can get in the park, so it doesn't matter how how good or bad the food is. People just want to eat inside the Pirates ride. And same thing with Pin's Test Kitchen. It's the novelty of the giant and tiny food that
Yeah.
kind of makes up for the quality. And the quality wasn't terrible. Like the chicken sandwich was
No,
it was
wasn't
okay.
horrible.
It wasn't
just-
great. It wasn't exceptional.
Yeah.
But like it was passable. My panini was pretty good. The shawarma though was probably the highlight
The
of the
shawarma
day.
was
The
good,
shawarma was
yeah.
good. I would go back and possibly wait in a standby queue for Avengers Campus just to have more of that shawarma. The shawarma was good. And if you guys have been watching us for a while, you know like we are all about the Disney food. We love just hitting up a bunch of different places. The first time we went to Disneyland, we kind of just did like a food crawl where we were going to like Fangle, and we were going to Ronto Roasters, and we were going to the Mint Julep Bar, and we just kind of did like a food crawl all day. So I would wait in line just for the shawarma before I would even wait to go on the Spider-Man ride again. But hopefully we get to go back and experience it again at some point and maybe see the Doctor Strange show. Until they bring back annual passes, though, we're probably going to go less frequently. So
Yeah.
hopefully they bring those back soon, just so we can get back into our weekly trips, where we can go and explore more. But nothing yet on that front. But do you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's it.
Alright, so again, if you guys have any thoughts or opinions or comments about Avengers Campus, let us know down below. And then thank you guys for watching and checking us out today.
Bye.